first on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome in. Thank you for choosing Fox 10 Midday. It's Tuesday, December 2nd. I'm Ashley Mitchell.
I'm meteorologist Nicholas Urbosa. Behind us, you have the picture from Orange Beach. A gloomy start, drizzly as well. There's some drizzle out there.
There is. Another gloomy start today.
But I think we'll keep the clouds for a good chunk of the day, but clearing eventually.
Okay.
And cooler is the big deal. This is almost an upside down day where the temperature goes down through the day. It's really close. So we're going to be steady over the next few hours. We're going to keep the clouds around. Then some clearing happens tonight. The temperatures plummet and we have a light freeze tomorrow morning. Hey, more rain happening later this week though. Looks like a healthy rain chance on Thursday and Friday. Here's what it looks like outside right now. Hey, yes, there's a little bit of break starting to see in the clouds there. You can see some of those there. These are from our live cameras. This is what it looks like from our Dolphins camera, all in Credit Union. It's Mobile River right there. Looking pretty good. And gray skies from our Navigator Credit Union camera at Battleship Memorial Park as well. So here's the gradient of temperatures, and there is like a really nice gradient. There's a difference between the blues and the yellows here. That blue air, the colder air, is coming in slowly into our area. 48 degrees is your temperature right now in Mobile. That is chilly. 57 in Pensacola. So we may not get very high this afternoon. We're probably going to stay pretty steady here. This is what it looks like with the Futurecast. It keeps clouds around for most of the evening time, but we could see some breaks, and then in those breaks we get a nice sunset happening. Then by 9 o'clock this evening, still having some cloud cover around according to this forecast model. That could be interesting. If this forecast model verifies, it would be a cloudy start to Wednesday with very cold temperatures. However, other forecast models have us completely clear. So 30 degrees in Grove Hill, 31 in Monroeville. 32 in Mobile, 36 in Gulf Shores. If we keep the cloud cover, we will bump these by a few degrees because the cloud will kind of insulate us. So we're going to have to watch that closely. It is kind of a forecast challenge for us whenever we have these clouds sticking behind a cold front. Then looking ahead to our day planner for our Wednesday, it's going to be a cold start again, then mostly sunny skies during the day, and actually looks like a nice forecast. Then let's look ahead in the forecast. Talked about it here. The rain chance that's coming again on Thursday into Friday. This is a healthy rain chance lasting until about the daytime on Friday. Friday night, we start to see some clearing, and then Saturday it clears out completely pretty much. So we're going to talk about that with the forecast models. Also look at those temperatures again for Wednesday morning coming up.
All right, Nick, thank you. Topping our headlines this morning, a U.S. delegation is in Moscow today to sit down with Russian President Vladimir Putin and try to iron out a deal to end the war in Ukraine. But as Fox's Rebecca Castor reports, the U.S. negotiators have a tough road ahead as Putin's army claims to have captured more Ukrainian territory.
Russian soldiers waving their flag proudly as they claim to capture the Ukrainian city of Pokrovsk just hours before Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to sit down with U.S. negotiators to discuss Washington's revised peace plan.
He's likely to reject it, and if that happens, we got to get prepared for what the day after the ultimate rejection is. I think what we need to do, significantly increase military pressure and significantly increase economic pressure.
Putin has red lines, such as acquiring sections of Ukrainian territory and keeping Kyiv out of NATO. But President Trump has put his faith in his special envoy, Steve Witkoff, who is leading negotiations today, alongside the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, the same team that negotiated the recent peace deal in Gaza.
He should make it clear that President Trump means business. The pressure will continue to increase on Vladimir Putin. He will have more to lose on the battlefield and in his economy than if he comes to the negotiating table now.
Over the weekend, U.S. officials met with the Ukrainians in Florida to revise Trump's 28-point peace plan, which critics say favored Russia. But Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky seems more satisfied with the revisions.
We need to be very careful here. I thank our negotiation teams. The plan looks better.
Officials haven't shared what parts of the peace plan were changed, but throughout all of these negotiations, President Putin has not been willing to compromise. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration has been prioritizing highway safety since an illegal immigrant with a trucking license caused a crash in Florida, killing 3 people. And now the crackdown is only intensifying. The Transportation Department plans to revoke the certification of almost 3,000 truck driving schools, with another 4,000 also in danger. Now, the feds say those schools aren't complying with training requirements, and that's making the roads less safe.
Every single time one of these individuals gets behind the truck, on the wheel of a truck, they are in front of a deadly weapon that can kill other Americans as well.
But the decertifications mean almost 44% of America's truck driving schools would be out of business. And it comes as Homeland Security has started auditing truck firms in California owned by immigrants, looking for any unauthorized or illegal drivers. It is raising fears that the current shortage of truckers is about to grow worse. Well, despite sweeping tariffs, the world economy has remained strong. A new report from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development estimates the global economy will grow 3.2% this year, up from 2.9% in June. The group also raised its forecast for American growth to 2%, though still lower than last year.
In order to lift economic growth and durably strengthen incomes and living standards, countries will need to respond quite decisively and in a cooperative way.
And the Trump administration continues to secure new trade agreements. On Monday, the UK reached a deal for a 0% tariff rate on all medicines exported to the U.S. for at least 3 years. In return, UK drug firms will invest more in the U.S. and create more jobs. Listen to this. Costco, the 3rd largest retailer in the United States, is suing the Trump administration over tariffs. Costco filed with the U.S. Court of International Trade on Friday, arguing the legal move is needed in order to secure a full refund in the event the Supreme Court rules the administration overstepped when it imposed sweeping duties on U.S. trading partners. Supreme Court justices heard arguments in the tariffs case last month, but they have not said when a ruling will be made. If the Supreme Court agrees with the federal court that the tariffs are illegal, the Trump administration could have to make amends. But it isn't clear how or whether already paid duties would be refunded. Well, we have some sad news to report locally today. Ann Bedsole, a trailblazer in Alabama politics, has passed away at 95. A longtime Mobile resident, she made history as the first Republican woman in the Alabama House and the first woman in the Alabama Senate. She served until 1995. In a 2023 interview with Fox 10, Bedsole reflected on her groundbreaking career and the barriers she broke. She also talked about the release of her autobiography known as Leave Your Footprint. Beyond politics, Bedsole co-founded the Alabama School of Mathematics and Science and even championed historic preservation in the port city. Her book title proved prophetic. She certainly left her footprint on Alabama politics and education. Funeral arrangements have not yet been finalized, but we'll update you when they are announced. Miss Bedsole truly left a legacy in our community and in our state. Well, new on midday, the federal judge overseeing the conspiracy trial of an alleged drug kingpin in Mobile has issued dozens of rulings against him and his wife, who's also charged in the case. Prosecutors allege that Glennie McGee ran a multi-million-dollar drug operation in the Mobile area and used children as couriers. The defendants sought to have the charges dismissed and also argued that the judge should exclude evidence ranging from items collected during searches to video footage taken from a camera installed on a pole across the street from the home of McGee's mother. They also argued that agents improperly recorded conversations between the couple with a device they secretly installed in McGee's Cadillac Escalade. But the judge denied those motions one by one. This case is set to go to trial next month. In Baldwin County now, a major project near Spanish Fort is moving forward with little public input. The City Council reviewed Longleaf, a planned golf community with new amenities. Despite earlier controversy, though, no one spoke during public comment last night. The new master plan golf community is being constructed around an already existing 18-hole championship caliber course. But at the last public hearing, residents questioned annexation. The majority owner of the project, Wade Oney, says annexation would apply only to the project site, not surrounding neighborhoods, easing many of those concerns. And now it's not just a golf community. Plans for a new animal sanctuary were also announced during the City Council's meeting.
I think they have about 400 acres that's been dedicated to the animal preserve. I think they've already got close to 25 or 30 animals there. They've gone to other states, farms that have failed, that kind of thing, to help with some of those animals, bring them to a place where they have a place safely to be preserved for years to come.
Although there's no specific timeline yet on the completion of the whole project, the hope is to open it to the public this coming spring. Well, boaters will have to wait even longer to access Big Creek Lake after Moz rejected the only company willing to provide rentals. With private boating access to Big Creek Lake shut off since February, Moz tried to address complaints with a boat rental facility. The goal? Give boaters access while preventing invasive species from outside boats. Moz did receive one bid, but it did not meet the requirements. Big Creek Landing offered 10% of revenues, but Moz wanted a fixed dollar amount instead.
It needed to be a dollar amount, and they also didn't use the form that was provided by us, so we'll have to go to our legal department to get an opinion about various things.
If an agreement can be reached, the contract will return to the board for a vote. Well, a surprising discovery now in Washington state after contractors found a case filled with hand grenades inside a home in Kitsap County, Washington. Officials say the contractors were doing renovations at the house when they found the devices on your screen. Deputies were then called out to the area while explosive technicians inspected the case and found 10 grenades packed with TNT. The grenades are believed to be military issued, and the technicians also found blast caps and other explosive devices. Now, an explosive ordnance team from Naval Submarine Bangor seized the grenades. The state bomb squad took the remaining explosives. The homeowners who are not living in the home at the moment say they just bought the property and had never seen the explosives. Right now, an investigation is underway to figure out just how they got there. It's 11:12 on your Tuesday. Coming right up on Fox 10 Midday, hundreds of trees from Fairhope are heading to a military base in North Carolina. It's all a part of the Trees for Troops program, and Stephen Moody will have those details. But before we go, a quick check on the weather with Nick.
Yeah, we're looking ahead to some colder temperatures. Get ready, because tomorrow morning we have a light freeze that is likely for much of the Fox 10 viewing area. Your temperature is getting down to around 30 degrees in some of our inland spots, so definitely some cold air on the way. Of all the details you need to know coming up after the break, you're watching Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday. As we speak, hundreds of Christmas trees are headed to North Carolina from Fairhope as part of the Trees for Troops program. Fox 10 News reporter Stephen Moody has more on this wonderful cause and how it's lifting spirits during the holiday season.
Yeah, for over 15 years, the Trees for Troops program has been going strong across the country, and this year is no different. We're here in Fairhope. We're right behind me. Over 200 trees are ready to be loaded on to a truck and to be transported to a Marine base over in North Carolina.
Absolutely. It's wonderful to have that feeling. And, you know, this was a research project we did for, looking at different fertility rates to help out growers, and we had all these trees we didn't know what to do with, and we found out about the Trees for Troops program, and it would just seem like a perfect fit.
Trees for Troops is part of the Christmas Spirit Foundation. The Auburn Experimental Station is donating over 200 trees, and Fish River Farms, with help from customers who've already purchased trees at the farm, have generously donated 50 trees for the program. All of these trees were loaded onto a truck and delivered to the Marine Corps base in Cherry Point, North Carolina.
Being the holiday season, it puts a great, a smile on their face, knowing that this is going to go to some of these Marines' families, you know, and when they're sitting around their Christmas tree, they'll probably be thinking about, hey, I helped put some trees in these folks' homes, these men and women that are serving our country.
And if you want to help out, we have a link to the Trees for Troops program over on our website right now at fox10tv.com. Reporting here in Fairhope, Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
All right, Stephen, thank you. And get this, it's not just our area that's making a difference. Just a year ago, over 16,000 trees from 51 different locations were donated and delivered to 93 bases across the country. Well, we are just 23 days away from Christmas now, and the Alabama state tree has been delivered to the state capitol. It's on your screen there, and it's a massive eastern red cedar from Bullitt County. It's going to be filled with roughly 400,000 lights and lots of decorations. The lighting ceremony for the state tree is set for this Friday night at 5:30 sharp in Montgomery.
A live look at the Fairhope here right now. Look at that flag. That is the key thing to notice. A northwesterly wind. Those living along the eastern shore of the bay know it well. You have a northerly wind after a cold front, northwesterly wind blowing in that colder air. We do have a cold night ahead. We had that weather system that pushed through and actually gave us some very, very beneficial rainfall. Look at the estimated rainfall over the past 24 hours, and I'm going to zoom in, look at some of the totals here. Around 2 to 3 inches. Look at that little bullseye though, 4.5 inches here in Mobile County. Some locations really got some beneficial rain. In fact, the airport did a good job at getting over 3 inches of rain, helping us out, putting us above average so far for the month. Here is that rainfall almanac for Mobile. You can see over 3 inches of rain now our month, and we have now kind of closed the gap here on the yearly deficit, a little over an inch for our deficit for the year. All right. Rain chances in the days ahead. We have another rain chance coming our way. It's coming Thursday and into Friday. This is going to be a very similar situation to what we had last time. It's a low pressure system in the northern Gulf, moves right on in and gives us the cold rain. I think this one is going to be a chilly rain. Here's what it looks like on Futurecast. This is high-res modeling. We're going to take it pretty much as far as we can to get an idea what this might look like on radar with some higher-res data here. 5 a.m. on Wednesday, it is going to be a cold start. Some forecast models have kept the cloud cover. This forecast model is saying mostly clear. I'm kind of leaning towards a partly to mostly clear sky for us, kind of something in between there. Then Wednesday is going to be a mostly sunny day with a few upper level clouds, a very pretty day. Then Thursday morning, here you go. There's the rain moving in, and this is Thursday afternoon. Widespread rain going on for much of the Fox 10 viewing area. This lasts through Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. This is 10 p.m. on Thursday, still keeping with the scattered showers and drizzle. This will be a chilly rain too, with temperatures in the 50s and 40s. Then on Friday, it might get a small break here, but it looks like the rain will resume at some point on Friday. In total, switching over to the GFS forecast model, looks like this could be a healthier round of rain, even more than what we saw previously. We might have a streak over our area of around 2, 3, 4 inches of rain, and that could really help us out with our drought conditions. So in the 7-day outlook, we have some time before we get there, but Thursday and Friday, heads up, we're going to get that rain. You're going to need the rain gear then. In the meantime, over that wind that's out of the northwest that I mentioned, here you go. Here it is on the planner over the next few hours. The northwest wind continues. It's blowing in that cooler air. So your evening planner, 49 degrees at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 45 degrees. And we're getting all the way down to 41 degrees at 9 p.m. And then we're getting ready for a chill tonight. In fact, we're going to see temperatures in the low 30s in our inland spots. If we have the cloud cover, add a couple degrees to this, but if we can clear out, this could really get chilly. 30 degrees in Grove Hill will keep a little bit of a breeze, 32 in Mobile and 36 in Gulf Shores. Then the day planner for tomorrow, a cold start, grab the jackets. Then eventually in the afternoon, we keep it cool with those temperatures in the 50s. Here's what it looks like in the 10-day outlook. Again, cold for now, but then we look at that long-range forecast. It looks like we have that rain chance Thursday and Friday, clearing by the following week.
All right, Nick, thank you. Today is Giving Tuesday. It's a day set aside to raise money for local nonprofits and schools and organizations in our communities and around the world. Sarah Wall is taking a look at how this day works, what it means for local organizations, and how you can avoid the scammers and donate safely. In Depth with Sarah Wall, Giving Tuesday Safety is available right now on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. And remember, we invite you to join the conversation live every weekday at 9 a.m. on our Fox 10 Facebook page. Well, thanks for staying with us here on Fox 10 Midday this morning. Still to come, are you helping your heart? A new study says foods with polyphenols is the key to keeping it healthy. What you should eat when Fox 10 Midday returns. This day in history takes us back to a medical first and a procedure that would give hope to millions. It was on this day in 1982 that doctors at the University of Utah implanted the world's first permanent artificial heart into retired dentist Barney Clark. He lived 112 days with the device, capturing international attention and sparking ethical debate. The procedure did open the door to modern mechanical heart technology, driving advances that today help tens of thousands of patients with heart failure today. Well, tea, coffee, nuts, and berries are all great for your heart. Polyphenols are found in these foods and have long been known to benefit a person's brain, heart, and gut health. Researchers from King's College in London tracked the cholesterol levels and blood pressure of more than 3,100 UK adults for 11 years. They also monitored cardiovascular risk profiles of the participants, finding that the more polyphenols in the bloodstream, heart risk factors like cholesterol levels and blood pressure improved. And that adding foods with polyphenols into a person's diet in small amounts can actually help protect your heart. The team notes even though a person's heart risk naturally increases with age, polyphenol-rich diets can help slow that progression. This study was published in the journal BMC Medicine. And listen to this, obesity may speed up the progression of Alzheimer's disease. Researchers looked at 5 years worth of data from more than 400 participants with Alzheimer's who participated in a brain imaging study. They also analyzed a blood test to track obesity's impact on the disease and found some blood markers associated with Alzheimer's increased nearly twice as fast among people with obesity compared to people who are not obese. The lead researcher says these results imply that obesity could be a risk factor for Alzheimer's, but it did not confirm it. Well, more companies bidding for Warner Brothers. We'll tell you about it coming up in your business headlines. Plus, the pressure to have and create the perfect seasonal experiences can make some people crack, as we know. Mental health experts are sharing strategies to de-stress when we return right here on Fox 10 Midday.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back into the studio now. Here are your half-hour headlines for this Tuesday. The potential bomb cyclone is bringing northern snow, southern rain, and even a chance for Gulf Coast tornadoes. Farther west, people are digging out after previous rounds of snow and ice. The FAA saying some airports could see ground stops today after one at Chicago O'Hare just last night. Officials say a child was taken to the hospital with minor injuries after this school bus crash behind me happened in northern Illinois yesterday. This video shows school bus drivers stopping on the side of a slippery highway in Topeka, Kansas. Nearby, Kansas City has a new daily snowfall record from yesterday. And in addition to snow and rain, forecasters predict new low temperature records in some parts of the country today. Well, Luigi Mangione was back in a New York courtroom this morning as his attorneys continue to fight to exclude certain evidence from his state murder trial. Mangione is accused of gunning down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson just last year in New York City. Mangione's lawyers claim there was unconstitutional police conduct that threatens his right to a fair trial. So they want evidence, including a notebook and gun, to be prevented from being shown at trial because police did not have a search warrant. And finally, David Coulier is facing another health battle. During an appearance on NBC's Today Show, the actor said he was diagnosed with cancer on his tongue. Now, this discovery came when he went in for a recent checkup. Back in 2024, Coulier announced he had stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma, which he eventually beat. According to Coulier, doctors say this cancer is unrelated to his previous diagnosis, and he added he'll be done with radiation before the end of the year, and his prognosis, thankfully, is, quote, very good. Coulier has had an extensive career, but is best known as Joey Gladstone on the ABC sitcom Full House. Turning to your business news now, there's a new round of bids for Warner Brothers Discovery and a merger in the fashion world. Fox's CJ Papa has those stories and much more in today's Business Briefs.
Multiple bids for a media giant. Fox Business reports Paramount Skydance is the only company making an all-cash offer for Warner Brothers Discovery. Netflix, another potential buyer, has made an offer that's heavily weighted in cash. Comcast is also in the mix, but there's no word on their latest offer. This is the second round of bidding. Any purchase of Warner Brothers Discovery would further consolidate the media industry after the merger of Skydance and Paramount. Consolidation is also happening in the fashion industry. Prada announcing that it's purchased Versace for close to $1.4 billion. Prada said the purchase was made after meeting all regulatory clearances. Versace had been owned by U.S. company Capri Holdings, which also owns Michael Kors and Jimmy Choo. And some Social Security recipients will get 2 checks this month. Anyone who receives Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, normally gets paid on the first of the month. But if that date falls on a federal holiday, the payment is made on the last day of the previous month. And because January 1st is a federal holiday, SSI payments will be made on December 31st. The SSI program is for older adults with little or no income and for disabled people. That's business. I'm CJ Papa.
A look outside on this somewhat gloomy Tuesday, and you can see here that we are looking at Biloxi. This is actually from the lighthouse in Biloxi. There you can kind of see that it is a little gray. There, the water looking nice off in the distance in the back corner of that picture. Nice to get the shot from our Mississippi areas. Now let's look elsewhere across the area. These are some of our live cams showing you what's going on outside, and we do have some cloud cover, but we're starting to attempt to see some breaks in there, and we will see some breaks in the cloud cover later on today, and that will lead to a very cold night ahead for the Gulf Coast. Here are your temperatures right now, and you notice the difference between Jackson at 39 and Panama City at 63. There's a boundary working its way across the area, or has worked its way across. Now the colder air is filtering in behind. 48 degrees is your current temperature in Mobile. Bundle up as you're out the door. If you're out the door this evening, we're in the 40s still. 44 degrees at 7 p.m. and 41 degrees at 9 p.m. Futurecast shows clouds sticking around on the HRRR high resolution forecast models. Some models say clearing, other models say keeping some cloud cover. This is the latest update on the model, and there is some clearing that happens, but maybe some of our inland spots keep the cloud cover. We'll be watching to see how that evolves overnight tonight. If we keep the cloud cover, it might keep our overnight lows up just a little bit, but it's still going to be a very chilly night ahead. Here are our forecast lows, especially if we clear. 30 degrees, 31 degrees, 32 degrees. I think is what we get to in our inland spots, the Highway 84 corridor. 32 in Mobile, 36 in Gulf Shores, and 37 in Pensacola. Add a few degrees to this if we keep the cloud cover and it stays thick overnight tonight. Then your forecast for tomorrow is mostly clear. It is going to be a dry and cool day with temperatures only getting up to around 57 degrees. North-northeast wind continues a little bit lighter though at 6 miles per hour. And looking ahead, now we're kind of talking about a big headline in the forecast here. It's the rain chance. Rain chance that comes in Thursday and Friday. The rain chance is around 70%. It's associated with another low pressure system, and the format is going to be very similar to what we've already had, where we had low pressure system came in, we had some showers develop, and then it becomes more widespread. That's what happens. This is what it looks like in our Futurecast models. You'll see over the western Gulf the rain showers that get going here. This is 3 p.m. on our Thursday. The rain showers move in Thursday and Friday. And Friday is a little bit more of a frontal type system. pulling through, kind of pushing everything out. Saturday, we have some lingering showers that will be possible. That's why we're keeping around 20% chance of rain. In fact, this forecast model run a little bit more aggressive, but you can see here eventually by Sunday, we're done. It's looking a little better. 61 degrees, 58 degrees, and actually looks like next week might be a little bit quieter.
Well, we want to remind you our 10 Caring Gifts Drive is still going on, and we really want you to join us in helping others this holiday season. We are once again partnering with Volunteers of America Southeast and Mercedes-Benz of Mobile and several other community partners to collect toys for those in need. We are looking for new unwrapped toys for children and gifts for teenagers. You can simply drop off the toys at Mercedes-Benz of Mobile, Hanson Supertex, all in Credit Union, Sweat Tire and Automotive, and Eastern Shore Toyota. Or of course, you can drop them off right here at the Fox 10 studios on Satchel Paige Drive or VOA headquarters on Hillcrest Road. And at the same time, we are still collecting those non-perishable food items as part of our 10 Caring Gifts food drive. We have those big boxes set up at Greer's locations across our area. You can't miss them. For more information on all of our 10 Caring Gifts, simply visit our website fox10tv.com and click on the menu and look for the 10 Caring Gifts tab. Well, Bayside Academy is once again taking part in our 10 Caring Gifts toy drive. Super thankful for them. It will be a big part of their annual tree lighting, which starts tonight at 5 on the Bluff. Fox 10 News will be live starting at 3 p.m. with Lanice Lagan and Lee Peck. And after the tree lighting, the Bayside Winter Band will be performing a concert. So a great evening for the entire family. And if you can, please bring one new unwrapped toy to the tree lighting to brighten the holidays for children right here in our community. Well, from traveling, gift giving, and more, the pressure to create the perfect seasonal experiences can sometimes make people crack. To help bring a little joy to the world throughout the holidays, mental health experts are sharing strategies to de-stress. Fox News' Gary Baumgarten investigates.
The holidays can trigger a wave of emotions, but besides tidings of comfort and joy, heaps of stress may also be in the forecast this season.
Many of us feel compelled to decorate the entire house or plan the entire holiday meal.
To help folks unwind and enjoy some silent nights, psychology and social work experts cite ways to keep the brain from focusing on what's not important.
So we can't control every stress during the holidays, but we can control how we're thinking about it and what we're focusing on. Maybe you want to have a great meal with your family. Having everybody there and having the food is the most important. Whether or not your house is completely spotless or even if you made the food probably matters a lot less.
Taking time to express gratitude to friends and family can also do wonders.
It increases happiness, it increases satisfaction with your life, and there's even some studies that can suggest it can keep you from getting sick during stress.
Still, some people might test your patience, whether it's a shopper who cuts you off in the parking lot or a family member arguing over dinner plans. Don't assume the worst about people.
If we engage in charitable attributions, we assume that they're rushing, they have some crisis that they're dealing with, and that's why they did the negative thing. We can forgive the situation and just let go of it.
Meanwhile, it's important to also look out for signs of burnout in yourself and others this season.
Some of those are sleep disturbance, overeating of food, or possibly taking in substances that are unhealthy.
Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Auburn's new head coach, Alex Golesh, is already promising to bring a national championship to the Plains. The former South Florida coach built his reputation by turning programs around. In just 3 years, Golesh led the Bulls to 3 straight bowl games after the program hadn't seen postseason play since 2017. And this season, South Florida went 9-3, their best record, by the way, in 8 years. Golesh's team upset 25th ranked Boise State in week 1 and 23rd ranked Florida in week 2. Those early wins helped propel the Bulls to a 6-1 start. Now Golesh wants to bring that same winning culture to Auburn.
As I've gone through this journey, I've been involved at every aspect or at every level of this thing, the one thing that remains the same is when it's coach-driven, when it's driven, the culture, the standards of everything in the program is driven by the coaches, by the support staff. You max out. Whatever that number of wins is, you max out. When the standards are upheld within that locker room, within each position meeting room, in every aspect of their lives, when it's driven by the players, we'll bring a national championship here to Auburn University.
Golesh signed a 6-year deal with the Tigers, and Auburn plays Baylor in Atlanta to kick off the 2026 season. It's 11:42 now. Thank you for choosing Fox 10 Midday on your Tuesday. Attention Spotify users, the wait is almost over as Wrapped will be released very soon. We'll explain in our Midday Talkers after the break. Plus, we are testing out a product that claims to not only clean your jewelry, but also wash your hands. Does it work is coming up after this. Welcome back in. Spotify teases the drop of its 2025 Wrapped feature.
As the final chapter of the year begins, the music streaming giant still hasn't announced when it will release its highly anticipated Wrapped feature.
However, Spotify did tease that the customized year in music playlist would be, quote, coming soon in a social media post yesterday.
Yeah, Spotify also encouraged its users to update the app.
So last year's Spotify Wrapped dropped on December 4th. That's coming up.
Yeah, but in previous years, it's been released as early as November 29th and as late as December 6th. So we were talking about this. We were talking about our Spotify Wraps and all that stuff, but I have another question.
Yeah.
Is it too early to be releasing the Wrapped?
Ooh, because you do have the entire month.
You have a whole month
left. And I feel like December might change your lineup, especially with all the Christmas music, too.
Yes. Is that intentional to not include the Christmas music? Because it would seriously sway mine.
Yeah.
Because the amount of Christmas music that gets put in at this time is a lot.
You might be onto something. I'm curious to see what your Spotify Wrapped is. I have Apple Music, so I won't be doing that. But you said it could be a toss-up. You don't know what it'll be this year.
I don't know because I had a few genre switches kind of through the year. So it'll be interesting. It is a very exciting thing to do, kind of look at. Now, this is also interesting.
Yeah, this is exciting. YouTube has launched a year-end recap feature as well.
The aptly named YouTube Recap will be a compilation of your watch history for 2025.
Oh, okay. You'll also be able to share your list with others if you want.
The concept is similar to the Apple Music Replay and Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, users can find their recap on the YouTube homepage or under the U tab starting December 2nd in North America.
Oh, I'm going to have to look at this. It rolls out worldwide this week.
YouTube also releasing its 5 end-of-year lists for 2025, including the platform's most popular trending topics, creators, podcasts, and songs. Oh, my word. I'm on YouTube all the time. So
yeah, YouTube is my primary entertainment source.
Yeah.
So... But like I use it for work a lot too, just like for not only this work, but like marching band work too. I'm watching a lot of like marching band stuff and kind of educational stuff.
For sure.
Watching a lot of educational stuff for this job too, weather stuff.
What I love about YouTube too is it's a longer video.
Yeah.
And so I'm less of a scroller on social media, and I would rather sit through like a 3 to 5 minute video.
I always have to have my YouTube. I'll end my day with a good YouTube
less
video.
Popular. Less people are watching YouTube, I feel like.
I don't know. I mean, that's crazy.
If you saw my Wrapped, it would probably be a ton of recipes, home improvement projects, literally how to do anything. I've learned how to life from YouTube.
That's how everybody has. Gotta be cool.
All right, so you've heard of jewelry cleaner, but what about a jewelry wash?
Shinery claims that their product, a first of its kind, not only cleaning your jewelry, but also washing your hands.
I'm interested in this one. Rachel Hackbarth puts it to the test in this week's Does It Work?
This is a $33 bottle of Shinery Jewelry Wash. The makers claim it's a first of its kind product because it not only cleans items like rings and bracelets, but it also washes your hands with moisturizing agents like glycerin. We're testing this out with Stephanie McCurdy.
It says safe on all metals, cleans up your entire collection. So for some of the jewelry you prefer not to take off, you can actually Clean the jewelry while it's still on your hands. For larger pieces of jewelry, 3 to 4 pumps in the palm of your hand, and then you can just wash it off after.
While most jewelry cleaners are chemical solutions, Shinery's Jewelry Wash looks more like a moisturizing soap, but the makers claim it won't leave your jewelry cloudy.
Is it making a difference right now, or?
A little bit. There's a little bit more shine on my jewelry. It does kind of an okay job. It's a little bit of shine, but it didn't feel like it really got it clean because it's not getting inside like the crevices of the jewelry.
This is how the Jewelry Wash stacks up to this jewelry cleaner Stephanie typically uses. Stephanie thinks the Shinery Wash is gentle, but doesn't get quite as much dirt and grime off as her other solution does.
Like if you're traveling, you just wanted something quick, this would probably it would probably do the job because you don't want to carry like a big bottle with you.
For Does It Work, I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
Listen to this story. A school is on teddy bear high alert after a stuffed animal that was tethered to a weather balloon broke loose in the stratosphere and fell some 16+ miles back to Earth. Jeremy Roth explains in today's Take a Look at This.
Have you seen this bear? If so, you may have also seen it falling from the sky after it dropped from a weather balloon launched into the stratosphere by a UK school. According to the Walhampton School, Bradfield Bear was sent up as part of a 7th and 8th grade student project with a local spaceflight society. Tethered to a weather balloon, the BBC reports Bradfield made it an impressive 16+ miles into the stratosphere before turbulence jostled him loose and sent him plummeting to Earth. The school shared a video on social media asking for the public's help in locating Bradfield, whom they believe may have landed somewhere in the area of Henley-on-Thames or Reading in southern England. What goes up must come down, and it's a good thing too, because a power outage reportedly left more than a dozen skiers dangling in midair above a ski area in Wisconsin. According to WISN, the outage caused a chairlift to malfunction, trapping 14 skiers who were aboard. But not to worry, ski staff and responding emergency officials were able to rescue all without incident or injury. Finally, a Texas cop lent a helping hand to a stranded resident who just so happened to be a goat.
Where do you live?
The officer worked to corral the goat into his patrol vehicle.
Look how cool this car is. Get in the car.
And despite its attempts to ride shotgun, it was rebuffed and redirected to the back seat.
You're one bad mamma jamma.
Where the officer, who clearly does things by the book, read the goat its Miranda rights.
You have the right to remain silent.
Despite the cops' attempts to get the silly-billy suspect to speak,
Rights in mind, do you still wish to talk to me?
it opted instead to exercise its right to remain a goat. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
I loved his voice inflection there. It's like, stop.
A little bit of that frustration. That is funny.
I get it sometimes.
Good video. Also, a lot of weather in that one.
Yeah,
that was
for
cool.
sure.
All right, let's talk about the forecast. Speaking of weather, chilly temperatures overnight tonight with low 30s in our inland spots and middle 30s close to the coast, and forecast highs tomorrow. It is going to be a chilly day. Grab the sweaters. It's going to feel wintry. It's going to be a little bit more sunny tomorrow, though, 57 degrees. You need a sweater if you're outside today, too. I mean, we're in the 40s now. We're going to have another cold rain on Thursday and Friday. There's going to be 70% chance of rain, so a really healthy rain chance there. Otherwise, after that, keeping a small rain chance on Saturday when we clear out.
Yeah.
So, but definitely, this is a cool outlook. This is like a chilly temperature outlook. Pretty consistently cool, not super cold, but the afternoon temperatures in the 50s. Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice getting us in the holiday spirit. I'm decorating my house tonight. Are you decorating for Christmas?
I might be able to. We'll see if it fits in my schedule.
All right, we'll update you guys. Thanks for watching Fox 10 Midday. We'll see you on Fox 10 Live at 3.